Again, I say, Brock Purdy, really good at football. We will not be having the is Brock Purdy good conversation again this year, so help me God. It is Tuesday, August 20th at 7:59 p.m. West Coast time. It is just now hitting 5 p.m. Everyone should be gone for the day. Take your asses home. There's no Brandon Aiyuk news, hopefully dropping right now. I pray to God there isn't. I'm still scarred from having to re-record my Vikings segment last week because JJ McCarthy got hurt the day the podcast came out. So if Brandon Aiyuk gets traded between now and next week's show, I am re-recording the damn thing. Here's all we know. Kyle Shanahan went to the podium Tuesday, today as I'm recording this, when asked about Brandon Aiyuk and Trent Williams, said, nothing's changed. We have zero updates. Both of them are holding out. Both of them want new deals. Obviously, they're more inclined to trade Brandon Aiyuk than Trent Williams. I'm not going to go too granular on the details. Brandon Aiyuk rejecting a trade and contract to the Patriots and having a deal in place allegedly with the Steelers and contract numbers here, because all that could be irrelevant by tomorrow morning. So we're going to ignore that. And we're just going to talk about the 49ers season last year. 2023 San Francisco 49ers looked like they were back to their old tricks with a new twist. The rise officially of Brock Purdy as, damn it, I'll say it, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. But before we even get to Brock, the thing that helped the 49ers the most last year was finally being healthy. Pretty much every year since Kyle Shanahan has been the head coach of that team, outside of the other year they went to the Super Bowl, they were top 10 most injured team. Last year, they were the fourth healthiest, and what do you know? Number one seed in the conference and came within understanding the overtime rules of winning a Super Bowl. Going 12-5, led by the aforementioned Brock Purdy, who was first in the league in passer rating, yards per attempt, EPA per dropback, success rate, touchdown rate, and rate of passes that went for a first down or a touchdown. Again, I say, Brock Purdy, really good at football. We will not be having the is Brock Purdy good conversation again this year, so help me God. But the question for the 49ers this year is, how do you get over the hump when you've come so close for so long? Because this goes one of two ways. You can only keep hitting your head on the ceiling but so many times before you break through or bump your head and fall down. And having your best pure wide receiver and one of the best left tackles ever currently not in training camp is a really good recipe for bumping your head and falling down. So when it comes to the question of, is it more likely that the 49ers make the Super Bowl or miss the playoffs? Fuck, this is so hard to do without knowing their contract situations. I'm still going Super Bowl. Hypothetically speaking, let's say Brandon Aiyuk gets traded tomorrow to insert team here, and they just get picks, they don't get any players back. We are still talking about the most talented offense in the league, but now either Debo has to start playing more actual wide receiver or Ricky Pearsall has to mature very, very, very fast. I'm not even gonna entertain the Trent Williams thing. They're gonna get that soft. He's their best offensive lineman by a mile. I don't care how damn old he is, they're gonna pay him. Christian McCaffrey just got a new deal. George Kittle's still George Kittle last time I checked, so he'll be fine. And oh yeah, by the way, they have one of the best offensive minds to ever live at the helm in Kyle Shanahan. So if you're the Niners offense, how concerned can you actually be? Which is why they're playing hardball with Brandon Aiyuk as we speak in the first place. But the personnel has never been an issue for the 49ers, nor has it been Kyle Shanahan's coaching schematically. Play calling and play design, Kyle Shanahan outside of Andy Reid is the best in the league. When it comes to game management, he's among the worst. And after they lost the Super Bowl, I was saying he should give Bill Belichick a call. If not to be the defense coordinator when they fired Steve Wilkes, then just game management guy. Just be in Kyle Shanahan's ear and saying, hey, call the damn timeout. Hey, kick a field goal here. Hey, go for it on fourth down here. Hey, the overtime rules are insert rules here. You should probably tell the team that. Hey, we're going to practice for all these scenarios this week instead of your third straight motion and send a screen the other way. And to Kyle Shanahan's credit, he acknowledged his own weakness and made the call to Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick told him no. Kyle Shanahan said that himself on the TK Show podcast hosted by Tim Kawakami from The Athletic. Apologies, Tim, if I mispronounced your name. So to some extent, there is some way, shape, or form of self-awareness, identity, soul searching, something along those lines. Something that I thought Kyle Shanahan wasn't capable of, if I'm being honest. So if legitimate efforts have been made in the wake of not getting Bill Belichick, and he actually made strides to say, okay, I'm maybe the best coach in the league at everything else other than this. Maybe I should put the playbook down and go figure out this game management shit for a little bit. If that's the route he went, then there's a damn good chance that they finally get over the hump. Again, we don't know. As I record this, I don't know what happened with Brandon Aiyuk. So huge factor there, but still. All right, a little bit of Brock Purdy talk before we get out of here. Brock Purdy, the long shot MVP odds at plus 1,600 right now. For y'all that don't speak gamble, you bet $10, you get 1,600. So if you're looking for a long shot bet, here's the argument I can make for Brock Purdy. I made this point last year, I'll make it again. Brock Purdy has only played 25 regular season games of NFL football. He has not even played 2 full seasons of NFL football. And I'll save you some time. For quarterbacks, he leads the league in everything since he became the starter. All the stats, every single one of them. This is the worst version of Brock Purdy we will ever see. Regardless of what you think about him, you have to admit, based on the sample size we have, from last pick in the draft to 25 games later, NFC Championship appearance, a Super Bowl appearance, #1 seed in the NFC, favored to do it again, the kid can ball. We don't have to act like he's the greatest quarterback to ever live. We don't have to act like he's a scrub. The kid can ball. Is that fair? The kid can ball. Now, let's say Brandon Aiyuk gets traded, which at this point, we don't know, but let's say that he does. And Brock Purdy puts up the same numbers he did last year. And the Niners end up getting the #1 seed again. They're now down one weapon, so the supporting cast argument for Brock Purdy gets a little lower. They're only 18th in strength of schedule this year, and they are favored to win every single game by an average of 5 points. If we get to December 30th against the Lions, and that's the game that decides the 1 seed for the NFC, I genuinely think whoever wins that game might end up being the NFL MVP. And depending on which one of these two teams you think is better between the Niners and the Lions, that should be your pick. When I do the gambling podcast, I'm going to see what a Brock Purdy for MVP and the Niners to win the NFC parlay is, but we'll get there. And if the Niners want to make that last minute Super Bowl push, it has to be now. We just watched quarterbacks worse than Brock Purdy sign for $200+ million. Whoever you think I'm talking about, yes, them. This is the last year Brock Purdy's going to be worth $1 million. Next year, he's going to be on the last year of his deal at $1.1 million. And quarterbacks don't play on the last year of their deal without extension. So they're going to give him all the money in the world. Whatever reset the market money is, that's what he's going to get. He knows that, so he has to go and justify that contract. Big money on the way, MVP trophy. Sounds real feasible to me, man. I don't know. Could also be the headline for the 49ers.